Welcome to the 2023 Mandela Washington Fellows welcome ceremony and banquet. My name is Wing Kai-to. I'm the Assistant Provost for Global Engagement and Senior International Officer at BSU. Welcome. Please give a hand of applause to welcome our 2023 Mandela Washington Fellows. So welcome everyone, including our Board of Trustees, President, people in the senior administration, faculty, staff, and community members, and alumni, and the like. I may have missed some categories. All of you are invited here to join this festive occasion to welcome our 2023 Mandela Washington Fellows. This year's Mandela Washington Fellows come from 18 countries. There are 25 Mandela Washington Fellows every year who arrive at Bridgewater State University. This is our 7th year hosting the Mandela Washington Fellows, beginning from 2016. And this idea came from our leadership, especially our president and our provost, President Clark and Provost Ismaili. Back then in 2015 had the foresight of bringing about this program to our campus with the help of some of our leaders, including Professor Michael Grisanek and Professor Wendy Haynes, who are also here tonight, plus other folks, Harold Tavares. A few of them actually decided to have the application to apply for the program, so we were awarded the program in 2016. So far we've welcomed about 200 fellows to visit Bridgewater State University, and they come from almost more than 30 countries out of the 54 countries from Africa, about 40 countries now, I think we're up to that. So as you know, the Mandela Washington Fellowship Program is the flagship program of the State Department. It's a program that was created by the former President Barack Obama. It's a very important program for training YALI, or Young African Leaders, and we are the public management track, which means that our fellows are here for 6 weeks to study different areas of public management, including areas of legal issues, criminal justice, education, social services, infrastructure, and other areas. And they all come from all fields. You'll hear their introduction a little bit. They will each introduce themselves to you. I think this program brings about all the communities together, including the BSU community and our nearby community. We bring the world closer to BSU, and we bring the BSU to the world, and especially enhancing the relationship between the US and Africa. Before the program, we had some programs with Africa, but we're nowhere near the awareness and the understanding of African cultures as we could have learned from this program. So this program really brings the people of two continents closer together between North America and Africa. And I'd like to, again, congratulate all the fellows for making the cut. I know that it's a very competitive program. Only 1% of all the applicants, or less than 1%. So I'm going to introduce a few university leaders to give some formal remarks. And before that, I'd like to acknowledge that this program would not have been possible without the leadership of the Mandela Institute for Global Engagement, and also the faculty members and staff who have been involved in this program. And I just wanted to acknowledge the staff and the faculty. So the staff over there sitting in the second table, you can raise your hands. Susan Williams, our administrative assistant. Kay Hayes, our administrative coordinator. Vincent Pellegrino, our program coordinator. Kendall French, where are you, Kendall? Is social media communications coordinator, we call him. Sasha Link, our program coordinator. And Lucy, where's Lucy? Lucy, our student assistant. Also, particularly, you'll hear from Dr. Jabal Obaidi in a moment. And he's one of the group coordinators. And also Dr. Mia Ortiz, she has some important business, so she unfortunately has to miss tonight. I'd like to ask our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Karim Ismaili, to come here to give some formal greetings, and he will also introduce our President. Provost Ismaili.
Thank you, Dr. To. Well, we've been waiting a long time for this. Welcome to Bridgewater State University, Mandela Washington Fellows. We are excited to see you, and as is always the case, we learn so much from you. So when we think about this experience, which as Dr. To described, we've been fortunate to have this program since 2016, and I would say that it's as transformative for Bridgewater State University and all of the people on this campus as we hope that it will be for you. I have the good fortune of being the Chief Academic Officer at the university, and I know that you will experience the best of our faculty and the best of what we offer. It is always challenging to present and develop a program around public management because there's so many issues that we can talk about, but we've thought about you, and we've thought about how you can contribute and how we can sort of just share with you information about the United States. The United States is a country that is diverse, has multiple individuals. We think about indigenous peoples that were here before, when we think about colonization. We think about African Americans who were brought here under terrible conditions, and we think about slavery, and we think about all of the ways in which this country has developed and evolved. But we have to remember that when we think about the United States, it's not a country that has all the answers. Its history doesn't indicate that, and even today we need to be thinking globally to every continent for answers to the issues concerns that we share. We think about COVID, we think about climate change and public management and public health and all of the challenging issues that we face. I know that there was a discussion today about cybersecurity. I know that was probably eye-opening for many, but it's eye-opening for many Americans as well. So I just want to say how grateful we are for your presence. I also want to say that for me personally, I have a connection to this. My mother was born in Kenya. My family was in Tanzania and Uganda, and and so even though I was born in the United Kingdom and lived in Canada and in the United States, I've always had a draw and a pull to the continent of Africa for many reasons, whether it's culture, food, politics, trying to understand different societies. One of the things we always know is that the continent of Africa is incredibly complex. It's incredibly diverse. And the fellows here will learn from each other, because I know that there are fellows here that maybe haven't interacted with other fellows from different nations. So I hope you'll take full advantage of that. It is my pleasure to introduce President Fred Clark from Bridgewater State University. He has been the president for 8 years, but as I suspect he'll tell you, his connection to Bridgewater State University goes back as a student at this university. He will talk to you about that. But our vision for global engagement is something that this university takes great pride in. We really value being engaged around the world for all of us, for our students. What we learn from you is so valuable. So I hope that I have many opportunities to engage with you over the next few weeks. And I just want to thank you for being here and for contributing to this community. President Clark.
Thank you very much, Karim. I also want to welcome our Mandela Fellows again. We've seen each other a few times, and You know, one of the things we don't do very well in this program is to provide opportunities for our fellows to rest. Am I right? Yeah. So if they look a little tired, it's because they haven't really had a moment to rest. They've been very busy. They've been here for a few days, and I've already seen their itinerary. I've seen them a couple of times, and they have been extremely, extremely active. You know, we introduced them last night to New England Lobster Fest, and did you like the lobster? Yeah. You know, we say that, you know, at least in my case, when you're celebrating at the highest level, you get lobster. You know, and you realize you appreciate it because it's really hard to actually get the meat in the lobster, isn't it? It's a lot of work. So, but I also want to welcome and thank the fellows for being here. I want to thank our trustees, our faculty, our staff, the Minnick Institute, our community partners, our students, our alums. So many people come together to make this happen. And it really is the entire Bridgewater State University family that comes together to make this happen. And it's an honor and truly a pleasure. I also want to just use this opportunity to thank the United States State Department, President Biden, and also IREX, who we've been working with for 7 years. And we've become their favorite university, and you know, that just is right. It's the appropriate. It took them a while, but they quickly understood. I want to thank our Bridgewater dining folks and our Sodexo staff that are going to give us an amazing meal. And you know, it does take our whole Bridgewater family, from food services to the residence hall staff to finance, communications, academic affairs, grants and sponsored projects. All of our community partners, there are many community partners with us in the room, both in the town of Bridgewater and beyond, that make for really extraordinary experiences for our Mandela Fellows. So I want to just thank them for giving up important time, usually in a quiet time of the academic year for Bridgewater State, for leaning in to make this program as special as it is. I have to thank our Provost, Executive Vice President, for his leadership, Dr. Wing Kai To, Dr. Jabbar El-Obaidi, and all of the remarkable staff members from the Minnick Institute that are working so hard to develop the curriculum, to deliver it, and to have our faculty so involved. You know, we talk about Bridgewater State, and you know, Karim is right. I've been connected here for 40 years. I celebrate my 40-year graduation this year. I've actually been here for 44 years. My favorite professor, by the way, all-time favorite professor who I had, he's still here, Dr. Mike Krasanik. So, yes. Well, if I ever make a mistake, and I say this to the faculty all the time, don't blame me, blame him. Yeah, no, it's not me. But we've had amazing experiences 6 times before. We'll have another amazing experience for our Mandela Fellows. You'll have a rich agenda, which Dr. To talked about. It'll expose you to democratic institutions, the challenges of public management. You will hear directly from public officials that are working in these important and relevant spaces that have, I think, something to share and something to learn from you as well, our Mandela Fellows. We also know that it's important for us to learn about your culture, about the challenges you face. Our Executive Vice President, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Ismaili, mentioned that. You know, it's an equal exchange. What we provide, we get from you. It makes us better so that we can advocate for each other and learn from each other and bring our countries together as well. You know, Nelson Mandela stood for the values of love, peace, justice, forgiveness, and humility. He challenged all of us when he said, "It is in your hands to make the world a better one for all." And it's the challenge of making the world a better place that ultimately motivates us here at BSU to host this program. That's our singular hope, is that we'll lean in to help make this world a better place. And for our Mandela Fellows, I know that that's your singular goal as well, having talked to a lot of you already. You have so bravely left behind for 6 weeks or maybe a little more your families, your jobs, your communities, for just a chance to find your own true path and purpose through this program. And as you begin, and we will help you as best we can, but as you begin, I just want to tell you a little bit about Bridgewater State University. We're very, very proud to be associated with this great university. We were founded in 1840 by Horace Mann. Horace Mann is the father of public education in the United States of America. He founded this institution. And the reason he founded it, and this is important, is that he believed that education was the great equalizer. It was the balance wheel of the social machinery. It's what wasn't the case in 1840 in the United States of America. Education was restricted to the privileged, to the wealthy, to the few. And he believed that for a democracy to actually survive, you had to extend educational opportunities to all. And that's why we were founded initially, to provide and create teachers, to bring more education to the masses. Nelson Mandela also understood the importance and transformative power of education when he said, or he described education as the most powerful weapon there is to change the world. And that's what we see through our mission here at Bridgewater, through this program, and through every single thing we do. He talked about, why shouldn't the son of a mine worker someday grow up to not only run the mine, but to own the mine? And here at Bridgewater, we see that happen with our alumni, with our students as well. I'm the son of an electrician. I'm the first in my family to go to college. 6 of us went to college. 5 of us went to Bridgewater State. I met my wife here. 3 of my kids have gone here. It's a little too much Bridgewater, I know. Yeah. And by the way, my daughter is a student here right now. And yes, my kids did have the illusion of choice. They could have gone anywhere as long as it started with Bridgewater State University. But because of an education, I'm standing here not wiring these lights, although I know how to do that, but as a university president. Education transforms not just people, but communities, nations, and the world. And let's remember the importance of supporting education. We believe in access for our students. And the core of access at Bridgewater is affordability. So we have to stay affordable to the students we serve. We will never be a place that only caters to the privileged, to the rich, to the elite. We will remember our founding and bring education to everyone to balance that wheel of social machinery, equalize educational opportunity. We believe, though, even though we're affordable, and we are the most affordable in New England, we believe in excellence. You have to provide an affordable education, but you have to do it in an excellent way. We do that through our professors, through our programs. They're some of the best in the country, thanks to our expert faculty that are on this campus. We believe in the liberal arts. Now, we call it general education or our core curriculum. We don't just train our students narrowly for the jobs that are right in front of them. We provide a general education, again, we call it a liberal education, that allows them to think critically, to solve problems, to write and speak effectively, to work in teams, to be culturally competent, to understand their place in the world. They will have to adapt. Our graduates at Bridgewater will have 13 jobs in their careers, 13. And if we only prepare them for the first one, we've done them a disservice. You have to produce people that can basically adapt, that can kind of learn on the go. And that's what we do through the liberal arts general education. We believe in high impact practices, international engagement, yes, undergraduate research, internships, capstone projects, learning communities, and service to others. We also believe in collaboration. We have to be relevant to the communities we serve. We are not an island disconnected from the communities that are around us. We are integrated, connected, relevant to the people, to the regions that we serve. And last, we ultimately focus on the success of our students. We believe in the success of all of our students, every student, one student at a time. and that means every student. That's our purpose as a university. It's what we believe, and it's what the motto of our university, not to be ministered unto, but to minister, really is all about. Not to be taught, but to teach, not to be served, but to serve. That's who we are, Bridgewater State, and our Mandela Fellows are now a part of our campus community and a part of our Bridgewater State University family forever. Yes. We will formally induct you into our Alumni Association at the conclusion of your studies, as is appropriate. I just want to say one last thing, and I've said this to a few of our Mandela Fellows. You know, when you're not in the United States and you look at the United States through whatever prism, modality, you know, you might see Hollywood, you might see musicians, you might see politicians in Washington, D.C., you might see kind of the finance capital of the world in New York. But that isn't America. It's not the United States of America. You will find the spirit, the heartbeat, the center of the United States of America right here in Bridgewater, the town of Bridgewater. This is America. This is the best of America. And I hope you find at the end of your time in the United States, and particularly here at Bridgewater, that what you see is better, a lot better than maybe what you see in Hollywood or in Washington or in New York. This is the real America, and we're very proud to be a part of it, and we're very proud to host you. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, President Clark, for your inspiring messages. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Jabbar Obaidi as our co-academic director of the program, and he oversees the curriculum of the Mandela Washington Fellowship Institute this year. And I worked with Dr. Jabbar Obaidi for a long time, both on campus and also with the Mandela Institute for Global Engagement. I also like to acknowledge my colleague, Jen Curry, in the back. I forgot to mention her. Yeah, over there. Yes. And along with Lisa Scott, also from the Mandela Institute for Global Engagement. Dr. Obaidi can also speak for the faculty members who have done so much on this campus, who impart their wisdom and knowledge to educate our students, our staff, and especially the Mandela Washington Fellows. They're indispensable for the program. There are a lot of faculty members here. I cannot identify them one by one, but I invite Dr. Obaidi here to speak on behalf of the faculty.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. It is, I asked one of the speakers yesterday, and I said, "What do you think?" And he said exactly what you said, Mr. President, because it's his third time, and I said, I was waiting for this opportunity. It is for us as an opportunity. I have not been involved with YALI like in 2016. I was, working from far. Then 17, then 18, 19, we got into the really real water of this program. And the real water program is really knowledge. And we by nature, we are in the United States, and even in other countries, sometimes we think we know everything. But when in communication we say you provide the face, which means facilitate, allocate resources, also engage, and also make sure that you explore. So when you be exposed to 25 fellows every summer from different countries, and sometimes, of course, we are lucky because we have the same country, we have probably fellows last year. And I was, I don't know, I think Dr. Tom mentioned is 1%. This is very true, because when we were in Washington, D.C., at the orientation, and they said this year they vetted 50, since of course last year, 50,000 applications. So you guys need 50,000, and for sure, last week I received an email asking me if I'm willing to also help with the process, and I said I would be honored to do that. So it is for us, I think, is a discovery is who we are and where we are heading, and we. You know, probably, I've been 25 years on this campus, beautiful campus, so I know almost every bricks, you know. So they say, okay, you know, why Bridgewater State University? I said, exactly. I said, because Bridgewater State University was tested. And I think our faculty, thank you so much for all the speakers from the faculty and the coaches, because you have also 25 coaches, and also some of our administrators, you know, leaders, they participated in coaching. But the question why Bridgewater is tested, and we were actually compared to even, I was told, to UMass because they have it one time, and it didn't fare well. And I'm recording this here. It didn't fare well. Why? Because the contribution of the faculty, and also the support of our leadership from the president to the vice president, now executive vice president and provost, the deans and the staff, and everybody. You know, I mean, sometimes I feel what an opportunity our students are missing because we don't really cannot bring them like 9,000, 10,000 students, at least half of them, to be exposed to this knowledge coming from 18 countries. So for us, global engagement becomes a signature, and we are not satisfied. We are not really even near the image of perfect global engagement, but we are working on it. We are working on it, and every day. And I can tell you, for me as a person, as you know, Provost Smiley mentioned, you know, his background. You know, I came from Iraq too. I always make joke. I say I came with Ali Baba and the 40 thieves, and I was number 27. You know, we came. We challenged the language. We challenged the culture. We challenged Hollywood. We challenged everything, and then we got our PhDs, and we came back to the United States. We back to the United States not on the merit of our knowledge and our commitment, and also because of our ethics. You know, people they don't know probably if have not been lived in other countries. Other countries they value ethics. They value ethics to the bone. And their ethics comes from one source, and very powerful source, is the family. Is the family. I mean, of course, we as intellectual scholars, even in communication, we say, oh, you know, collective culture and individual. Well, listen, we don't believe that if I swim, then you sink. We don't buy in this. And Bridgewater State University, because of the diversity of the community, and Bridgewater, and I'm resident of Bridgewater, I'm proud of, you know, our leaders in the community. Also, we don't believe in this approach. We believe in collectivism, that we work together in order to achieve that mission. And the mission is everybody is included. And I think, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, deans, faculty, students, our honorable, I guess my friend Vernon there, I know him for what, 20 years?
30.
Why relations not change? Because it's based on solid foundation, is ethics, is moral, and is reliability. It's not, you know, loyalty on just wrong endings. Loyalty for good things, and our loyalty to Bridgewater State University, not Bridgewater State University as a name, but Bridgewater State University as people, as students, as leaders, as guests. So I'm proud to work with you for another 5 weeks. And Mr. President, they are busy. And this just to give you new things that this year we introduce a new session every Friday. We will give our leaders. And we always remind ourselves, even my friend Mayor couldn't make it this afternoon, this evening because something came on. I always say, do we see them as students? And the answer is big no. Even in Washington, D.C., we say we see professional. So professional people here, every Friday, and you are welcome to come, they will present on 5 themes. From social justice, to law and prosecution, health and education, IT, and also I think I mentioned media. And these teams this afternoon, actually, they introduced yesterday. I'm sorry, they said this is the team we want to work with. So this is an opportunity for our guests. Please come. I know it's a small room. But listen, our heart is very, very big. So you can come and accommodate you to listen to wonderful presentation by our leaders from the continent of Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Baidi. Now I ask Vincent, as our program coordinator, to come up here. Vincent works very hard for the fellows, as you know, in the residence hall, living there, and so along with myself, Vincent probably knows all the fellows' names by heart, but he's going to introduce them.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Toe. And it's been an honor to work with all 25 of you fellows. It's so nice to be able to meet you all, and I know you guys are going to do great things during this fellowship and going forwards afterwards. However, I could very easily speak for a long while about all of you, but what I'm going to do is give you the opportunity to speak for yourself. If all of you would like to stand up and queue up here, please come and introduce yourselves. I would love for you to say your name, the country you come from, and what you do in your home countries.
Good evening. It's quite different from home. At this hour it's dark, but now we have the sun. My name is Innocent Chipofia. You can call me Uno. I am from Malawi, Black Lead Prince, the home heart of Africa. And I am a police officer by profession. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Okeogene Ifiezibe Akusu, but you can call me Akusu. I am a doctor, public health specialist, and I'm from Nigeria. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Gundambiriko Katire. You can call me Katire if Gundambiriko is too hard. I'm a psychologist by profession. I'm from Namibia.
Good evening, everybody. Feels strange to be here. My name is Ayodeji Eruvu, or you can say Ayo. Ayo means joy. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a medical practitioner, a mental health professional. Thank you for having me.
Good evening all. My name is Sabah Mohammed Aden. I'm from Ethiopia. I work at the Ministry of Justice as a federal public prosecutor. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Good evening all. You're all looking fabulous. Thank you so much. My name is Ronald Lubaga. You can call me Ronnie. I'm from Tanzania, and I am a human resource manager for Farming Tanzania, but I also work in sexual reproductive health and justice in the country. Thank you for having us.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nisa Thompson. I come from the Seychelles, as can be seen from my beautiful dress. I work for the Seychelles Attorney General's Office as a public lawyer, where I lead the Anti-Money Laundering and International Cooperation. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julienne Anais Paola Dimba. Yabada is too long, as I used to say. You can call me just Paola. I come from Central African Republic. By profession, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm also a singer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Faniri Andindaf, but you can call me just Faniri. It is easy to say, Faniri. I'm from an island country named Madagascar, and I run an NGO called Association for the Protection of Children's Rights. Thank you, everyone.
Ndinamilo, ça veut dire, excuse me. I'm from Togo, it's a French country. Ndinami is mean good morning, everyone. And I'm a social worker, activist feminist in my country. I'm working currently with the Ministry of Army of Togo, like as a gender specialist. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mpo Gift Dihashi from South Africa. I work as a senior education specialist in the Department of Education. I'm an author and a founder of an organization called Finding Me Now. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Solange Karema. I'm an IT business analyst in the government of Rwanda, and I am delighted to be here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm calling Georgie Kluche. You can call me Georgie. That means Joyce in our language. I'm journalist and human rights activist. Thank you. I'm from Togo.
Good evening. So let me teach you something. When I say Mulibuti, you say Gabotu. Mulibuti? Gabotu. Alright, so that's a greeting in Tonga from Zambia. When I say, how are you? You say, I'm fine. That's what it means. So you've just learned some Tonga. So my name is Mwinga Stanley, and I'm from Zambia. I'm a computer science teacher, and I teach STEM education to underserved girls. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Asafika Mpago. I'm proud to say that I come from the land of Nelson Mandela himself, South Africa. I work at the intersection of research and policy for an organization called Afrobarometer, and I'm pleased to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. People do not answer back here. Like in Africa, when I greet you, you have to respond. So good evening, everyone. Good evening. Better. So my name is Mwela Chileshe from Zambia. I'm a correctional officer. That's all.
Humbled to be here. My name is Nabasita Nusfa. I'm from Uganda. I'm a policymaker, a human rights activist, and I'm so happy that I'm part of this wonderful group of people. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I'm Yanish Kuri. I'm a clinical psychologist working with children and adolescents in the hospital in Mauritius. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Simiso Dlamini. You can call me Simiso. I am from the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini. Some of you might know it as Swaziland. I am a medical doctor by profession. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joshna Buban Sukan. I'm from Mauritius, and it's a real privilege to be here among you all and contribute to have the food. Enjoy the food.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Safia Tunyang, but you can call me Safi. I'm from the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. I am a lawyer by profession working at the Attorney General's Chambers and Ministry of Justice. Absolutely honored to be here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gloria Cortez Ezedo. I am from Liberia. I work with the Public Procurement Concessions Commission. I'm a lawyer. We oversee all of the anti-corruption issues. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mao Jekuta. I am from the warm heart of Africa, Malawi, and I am an investigator for the Anti-Corruption Bureau. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good evening, everyone. I am from Sierra Leone, and I'm very excited to share that today my country just completed a democratic exercise and we re-elected the president. Peaceful, non-violent, free, fair elections. Yay, democracy! I'm a lawyer, and my name is Ebunolua. You can Ebunolua Tengbe, but you can just call me Ebu. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. You save the best for the last. My name is Yusuf Teminola Nuruddin. My sub-record is Optimist. I'm a lawyer and I do public law, public litigation. I defend the poor and make sure there's access to justice. Thank you.
And now that all the fellows have introduced themselves, all you have to do is introduce yourselves to them. They're all very friendly, so be sure you get to meet them all. Thank you so much.